China now is building a couple of massive plants where they're going to build the cars in Mexico and they think that they're going to sell those cars into the United States with no tax at the border. Let me tell you something to China. If you're listening, President Xi, and you and I are friends, but he understands the way I deal, those big monster car manufacturing plants that you're building in Mexico right now, and you think you're going to get that, you're going to not hire Americans, and you're going to sell the cars to us now, we're going to put a 100% tariff on every single car that comes across the line, and you're not going to be able to sell those cars. If I get elected, now if I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath for the whole, that's going to be the least of it. It's going to be a bloodbath for the country. That'll be the least of it. But they're not going to sell those cars. They're building massive factories. A friend of mine,
So that's what he said. He wasn't talking about a bloodbath as in terms we're going to storm the Capitol and massacre everybody. He was talking about an auto industry collapse, which is true. It's going to be a financial bloodbath if Joe Biden gets reelected. Now, they continued to take him out of context in this speech. They claimed he said that the quote-unquote migrants, illegal immigrants, coming to this country were not people. Well, we have the full context of that one, too. Go ahead, play that video.
unbelievable when I see it going. But I got to know all these people. They're very smart, very streetwise. And I would do the same thing. If I had prisons that were teeming with MS-13 and all sorts of people that they've got to take care of for the next 50 years, right? Young people, they're in jail for years, if you call them people. I don't know if you call them people. In some cases, they're not people, in my opinion. But I'm not allowed to say that because the radical left says that's a terrible thing to say. They say you have to vote against him because did you hear what he said about humanity? I've seen the humanity, and these are bad. These are animals, okay? And we have to stop it. We can't have another Laken. We have so many people. We have so many people being hurt so badly and being killed. They're sending their prisoners to see us. They're sending, and they're bringing them right to the border, and they're dropping them off.
That's enough. First off, we have to admire how he can just ramble for hours. If he doesn't win, he needs to start a podcast. It'd be like 7 hours an episode. And he goes live 3 times a day. So, again, he did not call migrants animals. He said some of them are not people. Some of them are animals, which, I hate to break it to you, it's true. No, the average people that are coming here looking for a better life for their family, no. I think they should go through the process legally, but they're humans. They're not animals. No one's saying they are. Anyone that isn't someone worth listening to. He's talking about the actual monsters, the cartel members, the human traffickers that sneak little kids across the border after the parents pay them and rape them the entire time. I think it's safe to say those people aren't human. I have no problem saying that. I'll tell you a story. Fun fact, I met a guy in a tattoo shop once. And he was from Mexico. And he'd come here legally. And he used to live in this village that was run by the cartel. And the cartel would come and they'd push everyone around and they'd pay them their protection money and harass them and all this shit. There was an old lady there that was famous in the village for making the soup, and everyone in the village loved it. So one day, she didn't have money to pay the cartel her protection cost. So the cartel pulled up, said, you got 24 hours to give us your money. She didn't come up with it in 24 hours. Next day, they come back. They point a gun at her head, and they say, we made you some soup, time to eat it. So this lady's like, oh my God, they're pointing a gun at my head. I guess I'll just eat the soup. So she eats the soup, and then they show her a video on an iPhone or smartphone of them killing her grandson, chopping him up, and mixing him into the soup she just ate. That's a true story. Now, I might wager to call those people, I might go as far to say that someone who would do something like that is an animal. Would you go that far?
I'd say even worse. If there was like a worse...
I would use the word subhuman. Yes, for someone who engages in activity such as that. I don't think that's a reach. I don't think that's racist. I don't think that's offensive. I think it's the cold hard fucking fact.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, be sure to click the link in the description to get the full episode on Rumble. If you prefer to listen along, you could actually get us on Spotify, Spreaker, and iHeartRadio. You can also go to www.outlawstreamers.com to learn more about not just my show, but tons of other great shows and all the exciting projects they have coming up. Follow my socials at Caleb Isn't Funny on Twitter and Instagram, at Caleb Salvatore Comedy on the Chinese Spy app that is TikTok, and be sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thanks, and we'll see you every Saturday for brand new episodes of That's Based. Peace.